Guru Kripa Kevalam. Namaste and welcome everyone to Satsang today. Sadguru Sri Muji Baba ki Jai. Then? No next. Good. Say something.
Yeah, I'm just continuously observing the destruction of this narrativization of this so-called spiritual journey. Yes. And in that, like even now, these words, like there's each time an observation comes, oh, this isn't true, immediately I observe a tendency to reform that untruth as a new spiritual concept.
Come a bit closer so they can hear you better. So you said so far that you're observing how there's a habit to make a narrative about everything, and as even when you notice that something is not true, that somehow becomes part of the narrative, in the sense that, see how much I've been believing. Is it like that?
Yes.
This kind of thing.
Yes. I'm also noticing, even outside of, I think this spiritual journey is probably the most persistent belief. But similar to what we were talking about a few days ago, just the most fundamental concepts, of,
Yes.
of like, I don't know, this chair is comfortable now, and like, chair, there's just some different doubt coming for all these concepts,
Very good. Very good.
which it's been nice, it's like each one, as the certainty of that idea is loosened, then some great joy comes, and there's just like a
spaciousness.
Yeah.
Now the mind's attempt will be to use even this to convince you that it is about me. So what does this mean for me? Is it?
Yes.
So what does this mean for me? So we say, yes, this is what this means for me. I'm finally, getting to it, or something like that. Or even when it uses these things like, I'm finally realizing that there is no getting. You see, then it's saying, I'm finally getting that there is no getting.
Yeah.
So, yes, but this is still beautiful, because at least we are now, instead of continuously constructing, you see, at least now it is deconstructing these notions, and it can be a very beautiful, astonishing part of the journey, as you called it, where you're looking at everything and saying, but what is that?
Yes.
Do I really know what it is? You see, what is this? You see? Because our name for it is a claim to know what it is. Like you said beautifully, I like these simple examples very much, where the chair is comfortable, but what is chair? Is it?
Yeah.
And chair is like a piece of home on 4 sticks, or what is chair. Then you look at what is stick, what any of that is. So there's nothing that really we can say that I know this for sure, I know this for certain, you see, and say, okay, this is what it is. And then we're not looking at things anymore. You see? We're not really looking at things anymore. You have a sense of what I mean by that?
Yeah.
It's just like, because it seems like we got so used to the subtitles. You see? So we got used to looking at a bit of the movie and bit of the subtitle and saying that in a combination, that is what it is.
Yeah.
You see? Now when you're seeing the subtitles are actually not pointing to any substantive thing. You see, it's just an abstraction, like a set of concepts put together. You see, makes a chair, for example. You see? So when you start to see that these are not really relevant to what is, you see, even to what is perceived, you see, then you don't lose anything. You don't lose anything. You might feel like, but if I lose all these names, terms, labels, then I might lose like my way to live, my way to function. But it is not like that. It is not that way. And in a way we can say that you don't lose anything which is true. You see, because you lose that which we considered it to be, and that which we considered it to be was never true. You see? So we lose in a way the false. Because in your just simple even perceiving, you're not perceiving things. You see, not perceiving the world. The world is also labeled. You're not perceiving body. The body is just a label. What is body? See, same way as chair. What is body? It's just a conglomerate of concepts, and like, you see, all made up. So more concepts. So it becomes very light, easy, open. Easy. This is good.
I'm noticing that this type of questioning, it's a little different from, same thing, but a little different from, for a long time, I was just questioning I, so I'm going to sit in this chair, but this I, so, and then that was very beautiful and powerful. And this is different, I'm experiencing it now as a little different,
Yes.
and also very powerful, and also, of course, it brings back to I. I is always at the end of it. It's like, and then, but I think, I don't know, I just am marveling a little at the difference.
Yes.
Because I, and the investigation of I was so powerful for a very long time, and still now. But this is, there were some subtle beliefs hiding in all of these other little concepts that must have been hiding also in I, and whatever.
Yeah.
But
yeah. Yes. So the way I would look at that is that all confusion actually is about I. You see, all confusion actually is about I. Now, the sages have said that in this type of path, in this type of satsang, that there are two methods to come to the truth. You see? One is self-inquiry, you see, and the other is surrender. You see? Now, actually, both are the same. You see? And don't worry if that is still not understood, it is fine. But both are actually the same, very same thing. But they can seem a bit different in the approach. You see? So I would say that this surrender that we speak of, the letting go, you see, that is often misunderstood. You see? And as we are letting go of these labels, notions, ideas of what we think things are, you see, so this is what I would call surrender. You see, surrender often, and it can start like that, it is fine. It's just like, I hand over everything in my life to you. But if you really look at that, then what is that we are actually handing over? You see? When you look at that and say, I hand over everything, you see, it can start by saying, okay, I hand over all outcomes to you. You see, you make it go wherever you want. But that is not fully the full handover. It is a good start. You see, outcomes are handed over. Then you might say, okay, I hand over even all present actions to you. What seems to unfold, not just outcome, but also what things are unfolding. Then we come to from just the outcome, then we are coming to, I'm handing over the doing and the outcome to you. You see? And that is also very beautiful. But still there's even more that can be handed over. You see? Then I hand over everything that I think I know. You see? Everything that I think I know, I'm letting go of all of this. You see? And then when we come to this point, then do you really know handing over? Do you really know me, you? Is it? So, to let go of even these notions, you see, then this is what I would call a true surrender, that now no me left, no you left, no handing over left, nothing to hand over left, because I don't really know any of this anyway. So in the approach, and this is exactly the same as self-inquiry in terms of where it seems to lead us, you see, because all these distinctions go in the self-inquiry as well, you see. So whether we approach it this way or we approach it that way, it's the same. And yet I have a clear sense of what you mean, because many times the inquiry can be just very unidimensional. It can become just like, I'm going to do this and this is going to be the result of this outcome, and then, okay, what is the state that I'm led to? Or what is my experience or thing, then that is my conclusion. So now I'm this much, there may be some more inquiry. So it can become a bit templatized, as I would say, in that way. So this is the more letting go approach.
Yes, exactly that. Yeah.
When we're letting go of all our, actually, we're letting go of all our pride. Because to make the claim that I know what this is actually pride. So, and we have not realized that that is what pride is. We feel like pride is over, like that, like that. But of course that is true. But really, fundamentally, at the root of it, this claim to have a representation of what is being true, or a representation of isness in our mind, and to claim that that is true, is the birth of the ego, is the birth of pride. Is the birth of the idea of any distinction is the birth of pride, is the birth of separation. So this is very much Advaita, you see, very much Advaita. But even don't worry about that. So then, to be open just means that, are we open to the recognition that I don't know what any of this is? Are we open to the recognition that I might have versions of this? You see, it's like looking at the Mona Lisa. You see? Some may say, I am certain she is smiling. Some will say, I am certain she is looking mockingly. Some will say, I am certain that she is quite grim actually. You see? But what is she? Nobody can really say. And yet, the experts will make their claims. You see? So, uh, when we say come back to your childlike innocence, or the Zen master say come back to your beginner's mind, you see, it means that drop this idea that you are an expert about life. You see? And what is the expertise? To claim that I know what anything is. You see? So just don't know and don't know that even that you don't know.
Yes.
Don't even make I don't know a position, just like that. This for me is surrender. But you don't have to know that.
I notice as I just moving through the world and speaking actually. Thus, now I'm starting to see when I speak things, there's a believing happening just behind the words. Even now, I'm just observing.
We were looking at this the other day with Olga few weeks ago, where she said something. I don't know if it turned out like this, but this is how it's coming to mind now. So she said something, and I just pointed to her that once we have said it, you see, we seem to have this need to stand behind it.
Yes.
Even if that thing just appeared, you see, it just appeared and came out of our mouth, like blah blah blah. You see, there's this feeling that, if it came from here, then I have to stand behind it and defend it, you see. And so whatever she was talking about, she also noticed that it's like that. She had never actually thought about it before, but it just comes out of the mouth, and then we have to say, but, you see. And most problems in our so-called personal relationships are like that. You see, it's, if you look at arguments, if you look at things, many times it's just like, oh, now we're not really going through that so slowly, but it's like, okay, now that I said it, I have to stand behind it and claim it to be true. You are like that, you see, like then it can become like that. And then the funny thing is that if someone else says something to us, then we are, how could you even think that about me? You see, so much trouble in relationship. How could you even think that about me? But you know what you're going to think next? No, you see, it's just all of this is so made up. I can't tell you. All of this stuff is just, and the root of all of this is what? The same idea of knowing. You see, the same idea that I'm able to represent truth in some way. You see, I have, my version is the best version. So, the dropping of this too is to come to the beginner's mind, to come to the childlike innocence. What do you actually know now?
Like isness, you know.
Yeah. Do you know it?
Even to say I know, it feels too much, you know. it's like an ising, you know. Each time I grasp for something to know, it's a scene, and let go, and
now let go of even this concept of what is. You see, because what is not dependent on the concept of what is. You see? So nothing true can leave. But if there's any attachment, even like a subtle one, to any notion that we have learnt about, you see, then that pointer itself will start to feel like the truth or something like that, and we can become a bit scared to let go. So all of these are beautiful pointers, but they are pointing to something which is completely wordless, you see. And sometimes because the thorns have been so helpful to us, we feel like there's an attachment to the thorn itself. No, but not that. You see? No, but not that. But the reassurance is that if it is true, it cannot leave you. Because all terms, as well constructed as they might be, are limiting. They are excluding. So even like being and not being. So when I ask this question, sometimes, you see, when I say, okay, so what can you actually confirm now? The usual response is that I am. You see, because we've heard that over the years so many times, and it can seem like a very valid response for a long time. You see, because even I say, can you stop being? No, you see, so what is that being? You see? But there comes a time that even these like sacred concepts can be explored, you see? And say, but what is to be? You see? What is am, to am? Do we really know? And you'll see that all that we have associated with these terms now will start to show up, you see?
Yeah.
And all that we've added in our basket of even so-called insight, you see, we'll say, yes, there's presence, you see, which is opposed to absence or something like that, you see? These kind of things. You see? But all of them will still have a reference to you in one way or the other, even if it is not seen. You see? So it is that in these explorations that you come to what Maharaj was pointing to. He said that the only truth that I can speak is that I am. But ultimately, even that is not true. You see? So now I'm inviting all of you to leave the term ultimately. You see, because that term ultimately then becomes a sort of a deferral. I can defer this because he said ultimately. You see? So don't use that term. So he was saying that even that is not true. You see? Even that is not true, that I am. You see? Because even in this, there is a reference to the I thought. You see? And the I thought, any reference to I is what is meant by the I thought. So the primal reference to I is being, I am. You see? Have I lost most of you, or are you with me somewhere? Okay. So we don't have to hold even this conceptual reference. We don't have to hold even this conceptual reference, and if there is a non-conceptual truth to it, it is not going anywhere anyway. You see? So if we keep hugging the concept of it, it is not it, and the truth of it can never leave you anyway. See? I'm trying to spell it out slowly because this can get a bit confusing. You see? So don't make any reference to I conceptually, mentally, even in the sense of I am, or you see, being is, or something like that. You don't even need these terms now. And if there is truth, you see, then it will not leave anyway, because that is the definition of truth in Vedanta. It does not come and go. You see? So by your letting go of something, if the truth went, then that was not the truth anyway. You see? If you forgot, what remains is I am. You see? If you forgot that, then if I am actually went, then it was never true. You see? And if we did not need that reference, you see, then why hold on to it? So be empty of all references to I, either I am or even I am not, being and not being. Because truth is not dependent on those references. So you may say beyond being and not being is Brahman or something like that, you see? But even these references we can just keep them aside. Don't look at any conceptual representation as reality. Otherwise, subtly distinctions will start to creep in here. Distinction will start to creep in. So, is this emptiness? No. Is this Brahman? No. So you are no longer worried about terms like Vedantin or Shunyavadi or something like that. You're not worried about these concepts anymore. You're not worried about what is it that I'm finding. Did I find this Brahman or did I find that emptiness? You see? Nothing. Forget it. It's not in these terms. Now, what do you actually know?
No. I don't know what it needs to know.
Yes, this is very good. Actually, we have never known.
Yeah.
It's all been a big pretense. We have never known. We have neither ever known anything or ever known what it means to know.
Yeah.
And yet that which is true knowing is independent of this known and not known. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I'm watching.
What is watching? I have a message which says the video is frozen. Is it like that? There's a question about fear as the recognition of our notions, then the fear to everything that we are attached to, the fear of losing that can come. You see? But that is why the masters have reassured us that The truth does not come and go. If it goes by your leaving the notion of it, then it was never true anyway. You see? And the number one notion is me. Number one notion is me. So as you're exploring what is notional, don't keep this me in a shelter. You see? Because if you shelter this me and then looking at the notionlessness, then this me will play as if it is a tiny object, very fearful. But as much as you are letting go of the notions of the world, in the same way let go of this notion of me. And then you will see that there is no distinction, because all notions are actually giving birth to the possibility of a me. This manifest play will go on as it will go on, or not. There is nothing that the fictional me has to do about it. And you know what the funny thing is? The funny thing is that in the play of this mind, we don't even taste the world. It's not that our mind has made the taste of the world better. See? It's not, the mind has not made the taste of this manifest existence better. It has also made it very blurry and insipid, you see. So, empty of this, you see the world clearly. You hear the wind chimes and the sirens, but you're not saying good, 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 bad, bad, bad. Thank you, I feel helped now. I need your inspiration and blessings. Always with you, my dear, always.
Was that Nitya?
Yeah?
So birthday, it was Nitya.
No, it was not Nitya, but yeah, I noticed that we'll ask Nitya and Olga, if she's there to stay back so we can do a bit of celebration. I think. To get to the ultimate concept is not to get to the truth. And even to get to the ultimate seeming perception or experience is not to get to the truth. It's not about concept or perception. And the truth is not in opposition to anything, including concept or perception. Question? Nitya said, sorry, I have to go, train is not waiting for me. Okay, if you're still here, wishing you a very, very happy birthday, have a wonderful birthday with full love and blessings from everyone in the Sangha. May Guruji's grace always continue to guide you, to make you so beautifully open. And may this light shine through your presence to every being that you come across. Full love and blessings, my child. Full love and blessings to you. It's good if I can be reminded in this way, then it's good. Krishna, how come Father didn't wish me? Shall we read some Ribhu Gita? The readers are feeling up to it.
You like this?
No. Are there some copies for all of us? Whoever wants can get. We have some copies kept there. She's getting them now. I'll just tell you. Go to page 160 or just before 160, end of 159.
Sixty-one.
61, sorry, yeah, 61.
यत्किञ्चिदपि सङ्कल्पं नानारूपमुदीरतम् यत्र यत्र च सङ्कल्पं तत्र तत्र महज्जगत्.
What weight of idea there is called name and form. Wherever there be conception, there is gross world.
यत्र यत्र च सङ्कल्पं तदेवा सत्यमेव हि यत्किञ्चिदपि सङ्कल्पं तज्जगन्नास्ति संशयः.
Wherever there be conception, when the sage is saying conception, it means conceptualization. Wherever there be conception, that verily is unreal. Whatever little of idea there is, that is the world, no doubt.
यत्किञ्चिदपि सङ्कल्पं सर्वं नेति निश्चयः मन एव जगत् सर्वं मन एव महारिपुः.
What trace of ideation there be, all of that is not. Be certain of this. Mind alone is the whole world. Mind alone is the great adversary.
मन एव हि संसारः मन एव जगत्त्रयम् मन एव महादुःखम् मन एव जरादिकम्.
Mind alone is transmigration. Mind alone is the threefold world. Mind alone is great sorrow. Mind alone is aging.
मन एव हि कालं च मन एव मलं सदा मन एव हि संकल्पो मन एव हि जीवकः.
Mind alone is time, and mind itself taint. Mind alone is will. Mind alone is the individual.
मन एवाशुचिन्नित्यं मन एवेन्द्रजालकम् मन एव सदा मिथ्या मनोवन्द्या कुमारव.
Mind alone is pollution, ever. Mind alone is magic. Mind is itself illusion always. Mind is like the son of a barren woman.
मन एव सदा नास्ति मन एव जडं सदा मन एव हि चित्तं च मनोहङ्कारमेव च.
Mind itself never exists. Mind is itself inert always. Mind is verily thought, and mind is ego only.
मन एव हद्बन्धम् मनो अन्तःकरणं वचे मन एव हि भूमिश्च मन एव हि तोयकम्.
Mind alone is great bondage. Mind alone is the inner faculty. Mind alone is the earth, and mind alone waters.
मन एव हि तेजश्च मन एव मरुन्महा मन एव हि चाकाशः मन एव हि शब्दकः.
Mind alone is light, and mind alone is the mighty wind. Mind alone is space, and mind alone sound.
मन एव स्पर्शरूपम् मन एव हि रूपकम् मन एव रसाकारम् मनोगन्धः प्रकृतिः.
Mind alone is the nature of touch. Mind alone fabricates form. Mind alone is the form of essence. Mind alone is eulogized as smell.
अन्नकोशं मनोरूपं प्राणकोशं मनोमयम् मनोकोशं मनोरूपं विज्ञानं च मनोमयः.
So as you're going through this, read it in this way that all of these are notions. See, when I say mind alone, saying that all these are just notions. The sheath of food is the form of mind. The sheath of vital air is full of mind. The sheath of thoughts is the form of mind. The sheath of intellect is full of mind. So all these layers of existence, as they are called in Vedanta, you see, All of these are just notions to point us to the greater truth, but it is just mind alone.
Mana evanandakosham manojagrabhavasthitam mana eva hi swapnam cha mana eva sushuptikam.
Mind alone is the sheath of bliss. Mind alone is the waking state. Mind is verily the dream state. And mind alone is the deep sleep state.
Mana eva hi devadi mana eva yamadayah mana eva hi yatkinchi mana eva manomayah.
Mind itself is the gods and others. Mind alone is Yama of the eightfold yoga. What little there is mind only. Mind alone is full of mind.
Manomayamidam vishwam manomayamidam puram manomayamidam bhutam manomayamidam dvayam.
The cosmos is full of mind. This city, which is body, is full of mind. This being is full of mind. This duality is full of mind.
Manomayamiyam jatihi manomayamayam gunaha manomayamidam drishyam manomayamidam jadam.
This species is full of mind. This attribute is full of mind. This scene is full of mind. This insentience is full of mind.
Manomayamidam yadya manojiva iti sthitam sankalpamatramajnanam veda sankalpa eva hi.
Whatever there is full of mind. That which exists as individual is full of mind. Thought alone is ignorance. Thought alone is difference.
Sankalpa matram vijnanam dvandvam sankalpa eva hi sankalpa matra kalam cha desham sankalpameva hi.
Thought alone is knowledge. Thought alone is pairs of opposites. Thought alone is time. Thought alone is space. This is a very vital verse. Thought alone is knowledge. So whatever we think we know is just a thought. Thought alone is pairs of opposites. So all duality, all opposites is just a thought. Thought alone is time. Thought alone is space. So there is no way to explain that. This has to become your insight. That time is just a notion, space is just a notion, yesterday, tomorrow, now is just a notion. All of these are just notional.
Sankalpa matro dehascha pranah sankalpa matrakaha sankalpa matram mananam sankalpam shravanam sada.
Thought alone is body. Thought alone is life force. Thought alone is contemplation. Thought alone is listening.
Sankalpa matram narakam sankalpam swarga ityapi sankalpameva chinmatram sankalpam chatmachintanam.
Thought alone is hell. Heaven too is thought only. Thought alone is consciousness. Thought alone is contemplation of the self.
Sankalpam Vamanatvatvam Brahma Sankalpameva hi Sankalpa eva yat kinchit Tannasteva kadachana.
The triviality is thought only. Brahman is thought only. What trifle there is thought alone. That is not ever. So this one again, the last two. Thought alone is consciousness. So what the sage is pointing to is that consciousness, you see, as the label, as the term, is just a notion, is just a thought. So this is what we are speaking in Satsang. All of Satsang today I feel was about this. Even contemplation or inquiry, thought alone is contemplation of the self. You see, so even that notion that this is truth, like okay, let's go further, then I'll explain some more. The triviality is thought alone. Brahman is thought only. You see, now this might cause confusion to the Vedantins, because they're like, most of Ribhu Gita is saying all is Brahman, but sometimes the sage says Brahman is thought only. You see, so this is again what we were talking about today was exactly this, that what is true is not dependent on the notion of it. You see, so the intent or the feeling behind the sage sharing like this is to get us to let go of the notions of it, even though it might be the highest notion that we can conceive of. You see, and it's good to notice the fear that comes sometimes, because these are the things that we hold on to. You see, like our sacred notions, and we feel like if our sacred notions go, then some truth will go along with that. But then if it can go, then it cannot be it. You see, so the notion Brahman is just a notion, it's just a thought. The term Brahman is just a thought. Absolute is just a thought. Self is just a thought. You see? And if any of that is true, then it is not dependent on whether the thought is there or not. You see? So, but notice the attachment of a spiritual seeker who has held on to these as the ultimate truth. You see? But at best they were just pointers. So now when the invitation is coming, leave it. Leave it. Leave everything. You see? Even our most sacred notions. You see? But don't make the choice just to leave your sacred notions and keep everything else. That is, you see, that is not the invitation. It's like leave it, including what you think is the most sacred, you see, or the most truthful. So, thought alone is consciousness. Thought alone is even contemplation of the self. The triviality is thought only. And Brahman is thought only. So when we look at what is the greatest, some say Brahman. You see, what is the highest thought you can have? The absolute. You see? And then what is the lowest? Someone said chai or lunch. You see? I don't know why that has to be the lowest, but suppose. You see? Because it's trivial. You see? So the sage is saying exactly the same thing. The triviality is thought only, and Brahman is thought only. So in our box of intellect, we can only go from this lowest to this highest, whatever we might conceptualize to that to be. You see, now the invitation is, or the provocation is, leave it. Leave both sides, triviality and Brahman. They are just notions. You see, then what trifle there is thought only, and that is not ever. Okay.
Nasti nastiva sankalpam Nasti nasti jagatrayam Nasti nasti guru nasti Nasti shishyopi vastutaha.
Thought is not alone. The three worlds are not indeed. The guru is not indeed. So too is the shishya, the disciple, really not.
Nasti nasti shariram cha Nasti nasti manah kvachit नास्ति नास्त्येव किञ्चिद्वा नास्ति नास्त्यखिलं जगत्.
The body too is not, non-existent. Not is not, it is non-existent. The mind is not, at all existent, never. Even a trifle is not ever. You see? So, like nothing ever is. The whole world is not. It's not.
नास्ति नास्त्येव भूतं वा सर्वं नास्ति न संशयः सर्वं नास्ति प्रकरणम् मयोक्तं च निदाघते. यः शृणोति स कृत्वापि ब्रह्मैव भवति स्वयं.
This is in different structures, so it's a bit confusing. It's okay. The beings indeed are not indeed. Everything is non-existent indeed, no doubt. Nidaga, this chapter titled All is Not, is revealed to you by me. Whosoever hears this even once, he becomes Brahman himself. You see, so hears this is not just auditory hearing.
Vedantairapi Chandrasekhara.
Wow, look at this word.
I don't think it's in the same meter.
It's not in the same meter. Could be though. Vedanta.
Vedantairapi Chandrasekhara Padambojanuraga Ragadara Darodara Kumarada Vikarei Pranair Vanair. It's not the same. It's not that.
Okay, just read the Sanskrit then.
Vedantairapi Chandrasekhara Padambojanuragadara Darodara Kumaradara Vikarei Pravairvanai Ruchitaha Tyagadho Manasa Sakrit Shiva Padadhyanena Yad Prapyate Tannai Vapyati Shabda Karka Nivahaiva Shantam Manastadveta.
The peace of mind attained by the Upanishadic knowledge, by the longing for the lotus feet of moon-adorned Lord, by divesting oneself, moon-adorned Lord is Shiva. You see, by divesting oneself of the bondage called the forest of transmigratory life, comprising one's dear consort, sons, and their own attachments, by renunciation and such spiritual practices, even an occasional meditation on Shiva's feet cannot be achieved by shrewd logic or vociferous scholarship. Even an occasional meditation on Shiva's feet cannot be achieved by shrewd logic or vociferous scholarship. Okay, I'll just read the English one. For those seers in whom the endless phantasmagoria of the world has subsided and who abide without free will, there are no states of waking, dream and sleep, and no life and death as well. Thus concludes Chapter 8, a dialogue between Ribhu and Nidaga, entitled Determination of the World Being Void and Non-Existence of All, in the 6th Amsa entitled The Shankara of the Shivas of the Sri Shiva Rahasyam. So this was chapter 8 of the 6th portion of the scripture called the Mystery of Shiva. And by the way, this chapter is the same chapter as Horn of the Head. It's the ending of that chapter. So I would say, actually, reading chapter 8, I would say that it's up there with chapter 26 in terms of its potency, destructive capabilities. Okay, let's see what chapter 9 seems interesting in the beginning. What is it? Yeah.
कुत्र वा भवता स्नानं क्रियते नितरां गुरो स्नानमन्त्रं स्नानकालं तर्पणं च वदस्व मे.
So Nidaga is asking, Nidaga, revered master, where do you perform your sacred bath? What is the mantra for ablution? What is the auspicious time for ablution and for offering of holy waters? Please tell me.
आत्मस्नानं महास्नानं नित्यस्नानं न चान्यतः इदमेव महास्नानम् अहं ब्रह्मास्मि निश्चयः.
The bath in the self is the great ablution, the daily ablution and not anything else. I am Brahman. This certitude alone is the great ablution.
परब्रह्मस्वरूपोऽहं परमानन्दमस्म्यहम् इदमेव महास्नानम् अहं ब्रह्मेति निश्चयः.
I am of the form of the Supreme Brahman. I am the Supreme Bliss. I am of the form. I am Brahman. This conviction indeed is the profound ablution.
केवलं ज्ञानरूपोऽहं केवलं परमोऽस्म्यहम् केवलं शान्तरूपोऽहं केवलं निर्मलोऽस्म्यहम्.
I am only of the form of knowledge. I am the Supreme alone. I am of the form of peace only. I am without any impurities.
केवलं नित्यरूपोऽहं केवलं शाश्वतोऽस्म्यहम् इदमेव परं ब्रह्म अहं ब्रह्मास्मि केवलम्.
I am of the form of the eternal only. I am simply the permanent. This indeed is the Supreme Brahman. I am Brahman alone.
केवलं सर्वरूपोऽहम् अहं त्यक्तोऽहमस्म्यहम् इदमेव परं ब्रह्म अहं ब्रह्मास्मि केवलम्.
I am only of the nature of everything. I am the leftover. All this is verily Brahman. I am Brahman alone. Okay, stop. Thank you all so much for being in Satsang today. Sadguru Shri Moji Baba ki Jai.
Sadguru Shri Ananta ji ki Jai.
Guru Kripa Kevalam. Could someone share the exact book title along with the translation author name? So this is the Ribhu Gita. The first complete edition with English translation, transliteration and original Sanskrit text. This is the one available from the Ramana Ashram. So anyone who goes, this is the cover, just for reference. I feel like I've seen this on Amazon also at times, but it seems to be much more expensive. At the ashram it is available just for 200 rupees, something like this. So the ones who keep going to Thiru keep getting for the Sangha here. If you're not able to find, because this is I would say highly recommended. So if you're not able to find this and you would like to have a copy, will let us know and send us your address and we'll make sure one is shipped to you. Okay, very good, very good. Olga is here. Let's see. Yeah, does your camera work, my dear? Did she leave? No, she's here. Look at her sleepy head. It's super cold there, huh? Look at that. Okay, you can turn the camera also to everyone. Happy birthday, my child. All my love, all my blessings are with you, and hope you have a wonderful day today, full of grace, full of joy, full of fun. So good, so good. We're going to eat some very nice cake and all on your behalf. And hope to see you very soon in Rishikesh. All love, all blessings, all love. You can show everyone, wave to her. Anyone else's birthday we are missing? Can you unmute? Yes, yes, my love.
You hear me? Oh yeah. Look at that. Nice hat. Do you see it?
Yes, we see it, my dear. I'm just going to mute so we hear you as well. Tell us, what is this? Where are you?
I'm at my mom's place, actually, like always in Germany. And it was not supposed to snow. Really, the weather forecast said no. But snow is really important for me. So I thought I really want snow to happen. And then it just happened last night. Just some small things.
This is some small thing. You manifested a blizzard. I don't want to see what a big thing will be. Please don't manifest anymore.
Can you think of snow in Bangalore?
No,
Yeah,
no, we're done with winter.
Tejas says, now we'll really be impressed if you think of snow in Bangalore and that happens, then we'll be impressed. Let's not tease her so much on her birthday now, come on. Love you, my child. Love you. So good. I'm so glad you're happy to see the snow. The only physical snow I've ever seen is in Dubai. I've never seen snow, but in Dubai there's this indoor skiing thing, Ski Dubai or something. So that's where I've seen snow. I've never seen snow. It looks nice though. But I may not enjoy the cold as much as it looks nice. This is very nice, your place. Very sweet. Yeah.
My mom.
Look at that. So sweet. That's very nice. Look at this. Yeah, this is very nice.
We just had a big argument last night, and I feel like I talked so much. But
Very
I hope we're gonna recover.
Look at this. Wow.
Yeah, I know she made that all. And it's written happy birthday, you can't see it.
I see. What is happy birthday in German?
Oh God. You really
Oh, God is happy. Oh God to you.
Alles Gute zum Geburtstag.
Okay. Is that what she's written on the table?
Yeah, well, the thing is.
Oh, she wrote happy birthday. Okay. That's nice.
So nice to see you.
Same. When do you come? When do you come to Rishikesh?
Yeah, last night. So, I can't come now.
Good, my dear. Very good. So we're going to sing, no? We're going to sing the Hindi version. Sing the Hindi version. What is the Hindi version? Correct. Mic can be closer to the singers. Yeah.
बार बार दिन ये गाए, बार दिन ये आए, बार दिन ये गाए, तुम जियो हजारों साल, ये मेरी है आरज़ू. Happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday dear Olga, happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday dear Olga, happy birthday to you.
And we should sing for Nitya also. Yes, you can see the recording. English? Okay.
Happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday dear Nitya, happy birthday to you. May Guruji bless you, may Guruji bless you. Happy birthday dear Nitya, happy birthday to you.
Okay, very good.
Yeah. Nice. Every See all the bunch of people.
Hey, Atma can also show us her place. She said it's very beautiful.
Sri Lanka, no?
And she is in Colombo, Sri Lanka, close to Colombo somewhere. Look at this. Yeah. I like this though. Let me unmute.
Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, yes.
So I manifested the beach.
All of you, if you have any of you reading The Secret, I'm confiscating that book from you and I'm replacing it with Ribhu Gita. This is very nice. Okay, let me turn it this way. The video is a bit frozen now, but yeah. Okay, it's gone, it's frozen. Maybe you stepped out of the Wi-Fi or something.
Everything looks frozen.
Yes. Oh, everything does.
Yes.
Now we see the screen. Bye bye.
There.
Yeah, very. Look at this. Very nice. But Bangalore is much better, no? I mean, nothing beats Jam Wellington. The sound of the ambulances. Very good, very good. I'm happy you're having a nice time. I love you.